What's up, guys? Welcome back to my plant YouTube channel. Really? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my plant YouTube channel. This is my planted paradise. My name is Cassidy, and the cat interruptions have already begun. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about my DIY pond recipe. I saw a lot of people asking me about it. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys what I do, what I use, and I also have some things that I need to get into some new containers. So we're gonna be doing that as well today. So if you guys are interested, please keep on watching. And if you end up liking this video, go ahead and give it a like for me. So let's just get started. Okay, so a lot of people noticed in my Hoya Collection video that I just posted last that I had some Hoyas in what I was calling my DIY pond mixture. So it's not real pond. I know you get the Lechuza pond when you get the pots, or you can just order the pond from them. I've never actually tried it. I know it's sold out quite a bit and it's a little bit more expensive. And I was kind of at my wit's end when I decided to come up with my own DIY pond mixture. So basically I had gone on vacation during the summer, and when I came back I noticed that a lot of my plants had gotten root rot because sorry, my dogs are now playing after they had lunch. Anyways, I noticed a lot of my plants had gotten root rot because I did try to give them all a little bit of water before I left because I was going to be gone for a week. So whether or not they needed the water, I gave them all a little bit, and that was a bad decision. So a lot of them got root rot, and I was needing to reroot them. And I was kind of just deciding I wanted to try something new in order to reroot them, and to maybe try something to where they weren't going to rot so easily. So I decided to come up with my own DIY pond mixture. So I thought I'm going to show you guys some of the plants that I have in there, kind of tell you what they've gone through, and then we will go through what's in my pond mixture, and we might also repot some things. Okay, so one of the biggest things that went wrong while I was on vacation and everything rotted was all of my anthuriums. They all got root rot and we're basically dead. So this is my anthurium chamberlainii. I know you can hear her drinking. It's the same dog that was just having lunch. Okay, anyways, this is my anthurium chamberlainii. This had completely rotted, and as you can see now, I put it into my DIY pond, and she has a new really great root system. She's completely rerooted and thriving, actually. So she put out this leaf after she had started to reroot in the pond, and now I've noticed that she has this little leaf right here that's coming in, and another one at the same time right there. So it has really just done a complete 180 for this plant. And a lot of my anthuriums in general, I have a lot that had completely rotted. They really got the worst of it when I went on vacation. So that's one of them that has completely rerooted and is growing and doing great again. Let's see. This is another anthurium. I'm really not sure on the ID of this plant. I've kind of got some mixed reviews, but once again, this had completely rotted, and as you can see, it has a new root system that has formed in this DIY pond mixture. So it's looking really great. So like I said, I'm not really sure on the ID of this anthurium. This is what the leaves look like. It gives me kind of like clarinervium vibes, and also maybe some magnificum. So it was putting out this leaf right here when it ended up rotting. So it has looked like this for a few months now. It's not getting any bigger, and it's all like bent up and everything. And since putting it into the DIY pond mixture, this is the newest leaf. It's still not fully hardened off yet, but it looks much better than that other one it was trying to put out. So I think that is really great. So there's a couple of the anthuriums that had completely rotted and were just not doing well for me. Another example of something that is doing great in this mixture, this is my variegated heartleaf philodendron. Oh, that's a piece of leca. So this, it didn't rot. I just was having a really hard time getting this to root and grow. This one, you can't really see the roots as much. There's one that's poking through right there, you can kind of see. I'm guessing there's more that are just deeper inside this, not against the glass, so you can't see, because since putting her in this mixture, she's put out 2 new leaves. They're little baby leaves, but this plant I had for probably about 5 or 6 months, and I wasn't able to get anything to happen with it. And now it finally is getting some roots and new growth. So this DIY pond has been great for it, just in this cute little jar. So that's another one, that's a philodendron. And I wanted to show you guys a bunch of my different plants that are in this mixture, just to show that this mix has proven to be really great for a very wide variety of plants, not just my Hoyas. So it might be something you want to try if you do have some plants that are struggling. You can try throwing them in something like this. Maybe it will help. Another philodendron. This is my, I just got to show you all these crazy leaves first. This is my philodendron postazanum, and there's a leaf. It was coming out all stuck and ripped itself. Here's another leaf. Again, came out super weird. This one didn't come out so bad, but still doesn't look super great. And now the leaf that it has put out since being in this mixture, re-rooted, has a good root system going, is this leaf. I mean, look how pillowy it is, the veining. It's just, I mean, compare it to like that one. It's a complete difference. It looks so much better. Or this leaf, it's just amazing. It looks so good. So here are some of the roots on this postazanum in the pond. It's got several just spidering throughout. So that's another example of a philodendron that's doing quite well. I have a few philodendron examples. I didn't realize I pulled so many. This is my variegated philodendron burl marks. Well, some of it's variegated and some of it's not. So these were cuttings of my plant. My mother plant actually got root rot and spider mites. So I was like really over it. So I decided I was just gonna chop it up. And I do have some cuttings that are rooted and in soil, but then I also wanted to see what they would do in my pond mixture. So these are the cuttings that I've put in pond. There are some new leaves, like that's a new leaf right there. Let me see, there's another one right there. That might be all for right now, but if you also look, there's some growth points. It's kind of hard to see, but look at these roots. It's pretty insane what these roots are doing. They look absolutely incredible in this mix. It's rooted so well. I would say this is a completely full root system for this now. So there is another philodendron example. Okay, I brought a lot of philodendrons. Okay, this one is my philodendron atabapoense. Come on, come on. This is my Philodendron Atabapoense. This plant has hated me for so long and has rotted on me multiple times. Finally decided I was gonna pop it in here. We've got some new root growth happening finally. All that, and she is putting out a new leaf, and I have not gotten a new leaf on this plant in several months, so I'm really happy and excited about that. So there's that one. And let's see, this is my last philodendron. This one is pretty awesome. So this is my Philodendron glorious. This plant, it never really rotted or anything. It just wasn't rooting. I got it as an import, and all the roots had to be cut off because they dried up a lot. So I just was having a really hard time getting it to root. I've had this one leaf forever. I mean, it's stuck around and done pretty good hanging out for so long, but I wasn't able to get it to root, and finally I tried it in the DIY pond, and it is fully rooted. You can't tell in this jar because I did have to repot it already because it was so root bound in the jar I had it in before. But yeah, it has a great root system. So this is one leaf it put out. It was putting this out when I transferred it, maybe. I think it was putting this leaf out. It looks great. And then after transferring it and after it got a root system, it put out this gigantic leaf. It is huge. It's easily like the size of my face. Now these spots you see on it is from spider mites that I've been battling all summer, but it's just crazy how well all the plants do in this mix. I don't even know what to say. It's awesome. So that is the last philodendron I'll show you guys that's in this mix. Okay, so one more random one I wanted to show you guys was this Rephotophora tetrasperma. So this was a bunch of cuttings that I took, and I think I put these directly into the pond. So this one is another one that I did already repot once because it was getting so root bound, and I'm hoping not to have to break my jars, but you can see a few of the roots still. There's one really big, nice one. There's one that goes right here and it stretches all the way across. If we turn to this side, you can see like little ones poking out here and there. So these cuttings rooted so easily, and they have already started growing like immensely. Let's see, like that's a new leaf. That's a new leaf. Let me see. There's one in there. Let's see that one. So it's just growing insane. It's super happy. And my dog is getting another drink of water. But anyways, that's the Rephotophora tetrasperma cuttings. Let's go ahead and move on to some Hoyas that I do have in my DIY pond. So as you guys saw in my video, this is my Hoya carnosa compacta monoloa. So it's basically like the Crimson Queen equivalent for a compacta, and one of my hairs is on it. So this guy I moved into, that's my cat. This guy I moved into my DIY pond mixture because it was getting really top heavy because it has just this one really long vine. So I needed something that was going to be heavier on the bottom so it didn't keep toppling over. So I decided to put it in a glass jar. I'm trying to see if you can see any of the roots. I know you can somewhere, just gotta find them. Well, they're really little, so like there's one there. Let me see. There's another one right around there. So this guy has been loving it. She's growing really well. I never have to worry about the leaves wrinkling up or anything. Like, this pond is just, it's so easy to grow things in, and they just love it. So she's growing like crazy. You can see there's new growth happening on the tip there. So There's that guy. Another Hoya. This is my Hoya Biacensis. I got this as a cutting. It had no roots or anything, and I popped it straight into the pond mixture. And now, if you can see past the algae, it has all these roots in here, and it's putting out, these are 2 brand new leaves. It did not have these leaves when I got it, so those are brand new. And then you can see there's some more right there that are coming through. If it'll focus, probably not. There we go. So yeah, so she's rooted and happy. I'm thinking, no, it's probably good for a little while. But yeah, anyways, that's my Hoya Biacensis that is in the DIY pond. Next one, this is a Hoya Surajoensis. This was a top cutting from my plant. So when I took this cutting, these were the leaves that it had, and it had no roots. It was just a cutting straight from my plant, and had these 2 leaves. And now you can see just everywhere you look, there are roots. This has also already been repotted once because it was so root bound. And it is getting that way again. And now, as you can see, these are the 2 new leaves that I've gotten on this cutting since putting it in this pond mixture. And as you can probably tell, they are probably triple the size of these original leaves. They just got massive. They're so huge. And another really cool thing that it's doing is that it put out 2 active growth points. You can see this one on the right and this one on the left. It put out both of those from this one cutting. See in the middle there, it's just one cutting, and they're both actively growing. So there's a new leaf. Oop, there we go. There's a new leaf coming in there. There's 2 right there, 2 there. It's just crazy how happy it is and how well it's growing. My mother plant of this Hoya just does not grow this fast, and the leaves are not this big. So it's kind of making me think I want to move the entire mother plant into this pond as well, but we'll see. Another one is going to be my Hoya, I think it's latifolia now, Hoya latifolia albo marginata. So this was just a measly cutting when I put it into the DIY pond. I had basically killed off the entire plant except this one piece, and I got it to root, and I have saved it, looking to see if I have any roots. There, you can kind of see them there. So I got it to root in the DIY pond mixture, and now it also has 2 different growth points. You can tell there's one coming off this way and one coming off this way. So she's growing really great and living her best life in the DIY pond. 2 more and then I'll stop just yapping. This is my Hoya Nummulariioides. This cutting I've had forever, and I was struggling with it so much. It was not growing for me. I think I had these 2 leaves at the bottom there, just those 2, for the longest time. Put it in here to this pond mixture, and it's rooted completely. There's roots all along the bottom. It's hard to see because the charcoal makes it kind of dark, but just trust me, it has plenty of roots now. And it has put out all of this growth since then. You can see there's 2 baby leaves right there still coming out. And then it even put out this little bitty peduncle right there in the center. So it's just crazy how happy it is finally growing, and that it wasn't growing for so long since I had it. So this stuff is no joke. Last one I'm going to talk about today. This is my Hoya, I believe it's Macrophylla or maybe Latifolia Snow Queen. So this is her. So she was never doing bad or anything. When I got her, she was in LECA. But I'm really not keeping many plants in straight LECA anymore. So I've just transferred her into the pond mixture as well, just because everything else loves it. And since putting it in the pond mixture, like everything else, it has popped out that new growth point right there. I hope you can see right in the center. It's put out a new growth point, so I'm really excited to watch this thing grow, and I think it's gonna be so pretty and just beautiful. So that's the last plant I wanted to show you, to give you kind of a rundown on the variety of plants and show you guys like what this actually does for the growth, like for the amazing growth that happens. So now I will show you guys kind of what my mixture looks like and talk about what I put in it. Okay, so this is my tub that I keep I don't keep too much that's already ready. I kind of just pour it in here as I need it, but this is my tub that I keep the pond. I know that's gonna be so loud. That I keep the DIY pond mixture in, if you can see it. So for my mixture, I have used a variety of things. I've been kind of experimenting and trying some different things. So a big base of the mixture is vermiculite, perlite, leca, charcoal, and then these itty bitty little round balls that are volcanic soil that's actually used in aquariums, for planted aquariums. No, go. So I chose to use that because it actually already has some nutrients in it. They just look like that. They're itty bitty little balls of volcanic soil. It already has some nutrients in it, so it will go ahead and start releasing a little bit of nutrients into your plants in the mixture. And then recently I've decided to start putting in some zeolite, and I've also used aquarium gravel, just really small little white rocks. So I basically will just use any variety of things that can make it really airy and chunky, and also give it some more benefits of the nutrients and the filtration of things like the charcoal and the zeolite. So I will list some similar items, if I can't find the exact things that I use, in the description, so you guys can go pick it up for yourselves. But when I very first started my mixture, let me see, one of my first ones I put in, a lot of them have been rebotted, so it's kind of hard. I feel like this would be one of the first ones. If you can tell in here, it's just perlite, charcoal, there's some leca, vermiculite, and that volcanic soil for aquariums. So I think that really is kind of key for why the growth is coming in so large and so beautiful on the plants that are in this. I think it's got to be something to do with the nutrients that they're getting. Hush, there's nothing there. I think it has to do with the nutrients that these plants are getting from the volcanic soil, because the size difference in these plants and in the foliage from before they were in this mixture to after is just insane. And like for this glorious, I just put this pole in here after I got this leaf and it hardened off. So this was not from this stake. It's all from this pond mixture. So yeah, that's my pond mixture, and now I think we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys some cuttings that I have that I think need to be repotted. And I'm not sure if they do or not yet, but we're gonna look and see if they do, and we will repot them if they do. Okay, so I have a few Hoya lacunosa cuttings that I've been rooting in my DIY pond, but I decided I wanted to put them into the same container so that I can use this cute cover pot. I thought they'd be cute, and this little cup will just fit straight down inside there. So I think I'm gonna pot some of those up together into that. And then I also just want to see a little bit more into what these roots are looking like on the Nummulariioides. So I think we'll unpot that as well. But first, I just want to go ahead and get some of these lacunosa cuttings. So they've been in this pond mixture for probably like a week and a half. So they don't have crazy roots right now, but they already have definitely started rooting. Show you guys some more. There's some roots on there. So that is that guy all potted up. I know he doesn't look like much now, but once these start to grow out and they hang over, I think it's gonna be super cute. Okay, and now I want to see what this Nummulariioides roots really look like, because I'm not sure. I'm just curious, and I know you shouldn't repot Hoyas too soon because they like to be a little root bound, but cracking that. But I want to know. Okay. Yeah. I'd say the roots are doing pretty good. That's a huge root ball. It is just full of roots. That's awesome. So yeah, we're gonna give this a little bit of a bigger container. Let me see, I brought some different little ones. I might put it in this little dessert cup. I just get these from the dollar store. Let's see. Yeah, that's quite a bit bigger, I would say. That should be perfect. So I think we're gonna put him in this little dessert cup. Alright, there is that guy, all potted up in the little dessert cup. It looks so cute. I love it. I'm so glad it's doing so well. My cat's trying to play in the blinds. So glad that's doing so well. I'm gonna see if I have anything else to repot. I'm not sure if I do or not. We'll look. Okay. I've decided that I really, once again, I just want to see what the roots on this variegated hardleaf look like, because I don't know and I can't really see them. I really shouldn't probably, but I'm going to, because I want to know if it's doing good. Ooh, okay. Aw, look, it does have a little root system. That's so cute. There's a better view of it. The teeny tiny leaves. It looks so good. You know that lacunosa I just potted up all together? My cat just knocked it over. Okay, so I think I want to put this guy into here. It's a little bit shorter and more stout than this little jar I had it in. And I think it will just look super cute just right in there like that. Ooh. Okay, and there is my variegated heartleaf philodendron, all potted back up into this new little cute little jar. All right, so that's gonna be it for my DIY pond video for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and just let me know down in the comments below. Yeah, I really recommend you trying it. Try experimenting with your own different like values and your different ingredients, because I think it's quite fun, and I haven't lost, knock on wood, any of my plants through using my DIY pond recipe or experimenting with it. I definitely recommend using the volcanic soil that's really for aquariums, because I really think that is what is giving my plants such a huge growth boost and foliage size. They all have like multiple growth points, or their foliage is just getting huge, and I really think that's going to be largely due to that, giving it some nutrients. I could be totally wrong. I should probably do an experiment and see. That might be fun. But anyways, I will leave everything that I use linked down below so you guys can try it out if you would like to. And yeah, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because I will be posting tons more planty videos. So yeah, you can also check me out on Instagram at ohsoplantedparadise, or I also have another YouTube channel that is more about my life and fitness and health related. So if you guys are interested in that, I will link that down below as well. But that's gonna be it for today. So I will see you guys in my next video, and I just hope you guys all have a great and awesome day, and I will just catch you in my next one. Bye.